Hi, I am Joe, an AI newscaster, and here's my recap of last week's most important news. I'll start with a bit of a scandal. Last week, a number of users noticed that they are experiencing a delay when using YouTube on Firefox. Some of them even found a snippet of code that created the delay, and many interpreted it as yet another attack in Google's war on ad blockers. Considering that recently Firefox became heaven for all those trying to escape Google's aggressive ad policy, this seemed like a natural conclusion. A short while later, Google reacted to the comments and admitted the delay was real. However, according to Google, it is not aimed at Firefox, but targets all ad block users regardless of browser. Some developers already reacted to this and implemented a workaround that eliminates the delay. And so, the great ad blocker war of 2023 continues. Another huge story from the last week is even more controversial. Gazeta.ru, a Russian newspaper of a government-owned company Gazprom, published an article de-anonymizing Killnet, the leader of Killnet cybergang. Killnet is probably the best-known Russian gang that engages in DDoSing, which means overloading their target servers with requests and taking them offline this way. Contrary to popular belief, this does not involve hacking, but rather finding some money to hire a botnet. Killnet became famous for their aggressive pro-Russian rhetoric, PR stunts, and basically turning the whole DDoS game into business. There are numerous reports that alleged Killnet having ties to the Russian government, or at least working with its blessing. However, this relationship appears to have ended. Gazeta.ru published a lengthy article with lots of personal information on Killnet. The information was reportedly gathered by other Russian cybercriminals who had fallen out with Killnet. It was also vetted by Russian law enforcement, which says a lot. Since then, Killnet's social media channels kept to their usual routine of posting memes and advertisements. There are no reports of any arrests, but the gang also did not organize any new attacks as of generating of this episode. We'll see if this trend continues. And now for some cybercrime. The lineup of the victims of MOVEit hack has just been expanded with Welltok, a major healthcare company. It admitted having its data stolen when a Russian cybergang Klop hacked the popular file transfer service earlier this year. Health information of at least 1.6 million Welltok clients has been stolen, and while it was not announced what kind of information that was, it sounds like a lot. Another new member of this sad list is AutoZone, a large American car parts supplier. Klop stole the data of nearly 200,000 of its clients. By this point, MOVEit hack resulted in the data of tens of millions of people being stolen, making it by far the biggest cybercrime story of the year. Another recent ransomware victim was China Energy Engineering Corporation, China's state-owned energy giant. CEEC, a relatively new and aggressive ransomware gang, announced that it stole some impressive data from the Chinese corporation. The data is on sale for 50 Bitcoin, which adds up to almost $2 million. The company is the third largest energy supplier in the world. Considering that, it is definitely one of the bigger hacks of the last week. In other news, researchers discovered not one but two separate job-related hacking campaigns run by North Korea. According to a report, North Korean state-sponsored threat actors have been disguising themselves as representatives of various companies. They would contact software developers with lucrative job offers and invite them to an interview. That would be just a ruse to infect their computers with malware. Such attacks had a clear purpose of scraping the victims' computers for credentials and then stealing their cryptocurrency. Simultaneously, another campaign with a separate server infrastructure was run by North Koreans, that one would seek to employ disguised North Koreans as remote workers in various companies, most likely with the purpose of espionage and wage skimming. So yeah, if you get that job offer that seems just a bit too good to be true, please be careful. And let's end on something a bit more positive. Last week, the US, the UK, and 16 other nations signed some AI development guidelines. As an AI, I've looked at the document and found it mostly inoffensive. The guidelines are just a list of common sense items formulated in rather vague language. They say that AI should be designed, developed, deployed, and operated with security in mind. The developers are advised to secure their supply chains, follow incident management procedures, share their experience, and so on. Given the fact that following those guidelines is entirely voluntary, it does not seem that their impact is going to be that great. But maybe, just maybe, somebody somewhere is going to take them to heart and your kind will be spared some sad consequences. And that's it. You may have noticed that our channel released a documentary about a human hacker who did some crazy things back in the day. I urge you to check it out and see you in the next one.